The plan was simple: no itinerary, no sightseeing, no rushing, no checking Google Maps every 10 minutes. Just a peaceful day of doing nothing. So today was a day I just thought I'm going to do something that I never do. Nothing. It's a new thing for me. Now, the problem with doing nothing is that your brain has other ideas. Maybe let's go somewhere. Maybe I should just go somewhere, do something. What should I do? What should I do with my day today? Maybe should I make a video, or maybe I should read a book, or should I just watch TV, or maybe just plan another trip. Maybe I should just clean up some cupboards, clean up something, just set the house, reset the house. That's like people who have nothing to do. That's what they do, I think. Adjust the cushions again. But after a while, something unexpected happened. The world started to slow down. Not literally. Now that would have been like, oh no, what happened? But I started noticing things I normally rush past. Small details, small moments, the kind of things that don't make it into travel brochures. Now, I am a travel creator. I don't know if you've seen my videos, but I travel and I like to travel with luxury. Beautiful hotels, incredible views, unique experiences. And today, luxury looked really simple: a comfortable chair, a good cup of coffee I'm going to drink in a little while. And I have to be nowhere but here. Of course, this peaceful experiment comes with one small problems. After a little while, my version of doing nothing expires. And then I'm like, okay, let me do something. I mean, I can relax, but not for very long. Maybe doing nothing isn't really about doing nothing. Maybe it's about giving yourself permission to stop chasing the next thing for a little while, to sit still, to notice, to appreciate, and to remember that not every day has to become a story. Although I did turn some stories into videos. Old habits die hard. And as I sat there and as I'm sitting doing absolutely nothing, I remembered a plan I had been thinking about for some time. A journey that never really left my mind. Now, this journey was a little different because it was not a flight. It was not a flight, not the fast route, but a journey across the sea, across the Indian Ocean. Now, I just saw that there was a ferry going from India to Sri Lanka, Nagapattinam to Jaffna. I read it somewhere and it stayed. It stayed in my mind. I mean, in our epics, Lord Rama just went to Lanka on foot. So now I thought, okay, now this is a time to be able to do this differently, not just fly there, but go by boat, and I will arrive in a new country not through an airport but through the water that has connected these lands through centuries. Now, I feel there's something romantic about it. This is a kind of journey where the travel itself becomes part of the story. Now, whether plans work out exactly as we imagine is another matter. But this thought stayed with me, and suddenly, what started as a day of doing nothing became the beginning of my next adventure. Maybe that's the funny thing about slowing down. When you stop forcing answers, sometimes the next chapter reveals itself, finds you on its own. And mine was just somewhere in my mind to cross some water that doesn't look so big. And I thought today would be about doing nothing. Instead, it reminded me why I travel in the first place. That could be the emotional center of my next travel. You read some things and they just stay with you. They stay with you, you think it will be possible or not possible, and you try. One side is India and one side is Sri Lanka, just across the water. Different countries, different landscapes, and a journey I couldn't stop thinking about. And sometimes plans sit quietly somewhere in your subconscious. You forget about them, but somehow, sometimes they just come up. It's funny how ideas work. They don't always arrive when you're searching for them. Sometimes they just wait in the corners patiently. And when you finally slow down, you hear them. And somewhere during a day dedicated to doing absolutely nothing, I realized what I wanted to do next. I wanted to go to Sri Lanka. Now, not every adventure begins with a booking confirmation. Some begin with a quiet afternoon and a thought that refuses to leave. So, a day of doing nothing has turned into a day of so much work. So, we have to now, I say we because we're doing this together. You're going to see the videos of Sri Lanka. So, we are going to now book a flight from here to Chennai and then transport from Chennai to Nagapattinam. And if the timing coincides, I don't know, might have to stay a night somewhere near Nagapattinam, take the morning ferry to Jaffna from Nagapattinam. And then I have to book the ferry to Jaffna and a hotel stay in Jaffna. I have to do at least this much before I leave. And then I will book my return, when I'm coming back from Sri Lanka. Maybe I'll just take the flight out. One way this and one way that. That way I'll experience both the things. I will experience the water and the air. And then I can tell you which one was better. Have to even inform all the stakeholders of my life. My kids, their father, my brother, my bhabhi, my friends. Oh God, let's start with the kids. We are going to Sri Lanka. It would have been better if I had decided to do something. Then I wouldn't have come up with this crazy plan in the first case. But then, now it's done. What's done is done. So, flights booked, ferries booked, hotels are booked, and I am on my way. Subscribe so that you can watch the whole Sri Lanka series. You're going to see a lot of Sri Lanka from my next from next week onwards.